Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, in today's video we are going to be testing viral high protein recipes. All over Instagram and TikTok I see these cottage cheese cookie doughs, high protein bagels, and I'm like, how is this good? Like, I need to know. So I was like, you know what? Let's try 3 high protein recipes today and I will let you know here and now if they are good and worth recreating. First up, we are going to do high protein bagels. They are only 4 ingredients. Second up, we are going to do a high protein banana bread made with cottage cheese. I'm just following a recipe, it's not mine, okay? And lastly, we are going to be doing a cottage cheese cookie dough. So I'm very curious to make these and try these. I love anything high protein. As you guys know, I try to get over 100 grams of protein every single day. So if these help us do that, by all means, that would be wonderful, but I need to know if they taste good. So let's try them.
Bread flour has more protein, which helps with gluten development and overall structure of your bagel. For the yogurt, this brand specifically is less creamy than other brands and much easier to work with. The dough is way less sticky when I use this yogurt, and it's just so much easier when I'm trying to form the bagels. And I always either lightly grease or dust my counter with flour so the dough doesn't stick. Through all my batches of these bagels, I found the easiest way for me to form them is to roll each piece of dough out into a long cylinder and connect the ends. And always grease your pan well, because these will stick if you don't. Hope these tips were helpful, and I'll leave the protein bagel recipe down below.
All right, those looked easy enough to make. I love myself a bagel, so let's make them and give them a try. Okay, in terms of ingredients, only 4. We have all-purpose flour, 0% cottage cheese, sorry, 0% Greek yogurt, baking powder, some salt, and we're also we're throwing on there some kind of everything but the bagel type seasoning. I don't have like actual everything but the bagel seasoning, but this will do. 1 cup of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mixing this together in a bowl. And then 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Mixing this together. And we will link below the original person who did this recipe, but I feel like I have definitely seen many iterations of these types of recipes. I feel like cottage cheese is getting a lot of flack lately for everyone putting it in everything, but I would rather see a Greek yogurt or a cottage cheese in a recipe than protein powder. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's my hot take of the day. We're stirring it up until it forms like a dough, and it is kind of starting to do that. Gonna use my hands. This is bringing me back to my sourdough starter days, which, rest in peace. I had a lot of fun with that, but honestly, my mental health was like at its worst when I got really obsessed with that. Feeding my starter and all of those things, like I needed to let it go. You know, it was like a chapter that needed to be closed. And honestly, I don't miss it, so. But for those of you out there doing it, good for you, because like having fresh baked bread all the time is pretty neat. We've got a dough. Let's make these into bagels. So we've got our dough right here, and actually very doughy, looks like it could become a bagel. So let's make it into a bagel. All right, got my dough, putting it right here. I'm separating this into 4. These will be my 4 bagels. We did something similar to this. Was it on Instagram? We made sourdough pumpkin bagels, and it was the most impressive thing I've maybe done in my entire life. Making all of these into little balls, and then we'll make them into bagels. Baking sheet, we're going to spray this. Got some avocado oil. And let's make some bagels. Putting a hole into the bagel and shaping said bagel. Okay, voila. It's not gonna be a perfect bagel, but who needs perfection? Okay, last but not least, we're adding on some sort of like garlic, pepper, salt blend. This is the closest thing I have to like an everything bagel seasoning. So let's put this on top. Looks like a bagel to me. All right, let's put them in. Let's put them to the test. Okay, we just put them in the oven for 25 minutes. So let's let them cook, and then I will try them on camera and we will decide if they are good and worth recreating. Okay, the first thing that has come out of the oven, we have our high protein bagels. We're gonna try these on camera and see if they're actually good. Looks like a bagel. Smells like a bagel. Okay, all right, let's try it. I'm excited. Wow. Wow. It's really, really good. It's really good. It tastes like nice, warm bread. I don't really taste the Greek yogurt at all. Guys, I'm shook. It's actually very, very good. We'll find out how many grams of protein are actually like in a single bagel, because I do feel like that's interesting and important to know. It's actually so good, and I'm not even just making this up. This is really, really good, and it tastes like a bagel. I give it a 4 out of 5. Listen, it's not like a New York bagel. Don't get me wrong, but it's a perfectly good bagel. Like, my kids would totally eat these. Love, all right. I'm pleasantly surprised. High protein chocolate chip banana bread. Let's see.
If you blend a banana, cottage cheese, eggs, and peanut butter, add chocolate chips, and bake it, you get a high-protein, delicious banana bread. Hey!
All right, let's give it a try and put it to the test. I'll let you know if it actually tastes good. I like this one because everything goes into a blender fairly easy, so that I enjoy. If this is good enough, I'll put it on my late night bake show. But let's find out. Okay, ingredients for this one. First up, 1 ripe banana into the blender, 2 large eggs, 1 cup of peanut butter. This is the best peanut butter, seriously. It's the best all-natural peanut butter. You know, that the ones you have to stir, but this one is actually good. It's the Teddy all-natural one. I love it, and I have influenced others to buy it because it is the best natural peanut butter. 1 cup. And 1 cup of cottage cheese. 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Throw a little salt in there.
We're gonna throw a little salt in there too. All right, we're gonna put this in the blender. Put it in a pan. Here it is. Let's put it in the blender and let's bake it. Okay, here it is. It came out of the blender. It is so insanely thick, but it smells great because of the peanut butter. Got a baking little tray right here. I'm spraying it with some avocado oil. Let's put it inside. Here it is in the tray. Ah! Here it is in the tray. Ah! Okay. This is my cooking show, and it's clearly, we're a work in progress. All right, we're gonna put some chocolate chips on top. Look at how I open these. My husband is literally always like, why do you open things like an angry, hungry bear, like a savage? I'm like, I don't know, I just like, can't wait to get into these chocolate chips. Ah! Okay, that's why you don't open stuff the way that I do. So it ends up being a freaking insane mess. Okay. All right, it's not perfectly pretty, but we're here to find out if it tastes good, not if it's pretty, you know what I mean? Gotta focus. All right, we're baking this for 45 to 50 minutes. We'll find out, maybe I'll need a little bit more time with it, but let's put it in and see if it tastes good. We have our high protein cottage cheese banana bread out of the oven. Looks good and it smells good. Let's cut this up and give it a try. It is cooling right now, but I'm impatient and I need to try it. Okay, it looks very, very moist. I don't know if you can see that, but it's okay. Hold on. I mean, the chocolate chips are helping that. I'm definitely gonna save this and put it to the side. My kids will 100% eat this. It is moist and spongy. It is not sweet enough, like the sponginess, but you feel like you're biting into a piece of cake in terms of the texture, which is great. But then it's kind of giving nothing, you know? So, but my kids will definitely eat it, and I like that there's not a lot of sugar in it, and that it's cottage cheese based, but like I wouldn't make it again, and I wouldn't put it on my late night bake show. But it is very moist. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm not opposed to like baking more with cottage cheese. I'm just not dying over this. You know what though? Maybe with pumpkin, that could be good. It's missing like flavor, you know? So with pumpkin, that would be good. But I give this a 3 out of 5, okay? If that means anything to you. So far, the bagels have been the greatest hit. Cottage cheese, edible cookie dough. All right, let's see if this is actually good and put it to the test. It seems easy enough to make, so let's see.
I'm honestly ashamed to share this recipe, but I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's cottage cheese edible cookie dough in a blender, pound of cottage cheese, some maple syrup, vanilla, puree that up until smooth into a bowl with vanilla protein powder and almond flour. We're gonna stir that up and then throw in some chocolate chips, and this is already ready to shove into your mouth.
First up, this entire thing of cottage cheese. So if you're afraid of cottage cheese, definitely stay away from this recipe. Maple syrup next, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Going back to the blender, let's blend this up. 2 cups of almond flour. Adding in 1/2 cup of protein powder, and then adding in, I just kind of eyed it, quite a lot of chocolate chips because I love chocolate chips. And let's see how it all comes together. And now we're gonna refrigerate it for a little while. I'm tempted to try it, but we have to give it a real try and refrigerate it and try it cold. So let's do that. Okay, we put it in the refrigerator for a little while. Now we are going to try the cottage cheese edible cookie dough. Very curious about this one. Let's see how it tastes. The texture is pretty good actually, but I really taste the protein powder, which I don't really like. Hold on. I do wonder if you could do it without protein powder actually, if you just did cottage cheese and almond flour. I mean, the chocolate chips are amazing, the texture is good. Too much protein powder. I don't really like this one. So that's okay though. Bagels were a hit. This is not for me, but if you don't mind that taste of the protein powder, but I actually would be curious to try it with cottage cheese, almond flour, all the other ingredients, no protein powder. This is just too protein powdery. So no. Okay everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed making this video because these are just recipes that I've always wanted to try. So I'm really happy and was entertained to do this together and be able to try all of them live and on camera. As a kind of key takeaways here, bagel is good, the other two, okay. But maybe you can jazz up the other two for yourself and make them good, but I just wasn't dying over them. But the bagels, so pleasantly surprised. Let me know in the comment section below if there are any other viral recipes that you have seen, wanted to try, want me to try. I will give you my honest opinions, but you know I'm always looking for a high protein treat, snack, all of the above. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys next time. Bye.